my idol, my role model, everything is Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. And if I aim to become like that, I should make sure my academics are on point, you know?
As a lecturer, what is the best thing about lecturing and what is the worst thing about lecturing?
Oh, the best thing about lecturing is to have plenty
You were not just a lecturer at 24.
students, maybe people that never knew I was a lecturer. When I come into the class and I'm like, everybody sit down, they say, "Hey girl, come and sit down here."
Jesus. Last week, I posted the first section of my podcast with the youngest university lecturer in Nigeria, Miss Chinoye, and I'm so grateful to everyone that loved and watched the video, and also to everyone that liked and commented on the video. Well, as a young lecturer, she faces a whole lot of challenges in her field. That's the truth. So I had to calm down to ask her about the challenges that she's facing, which she benevolently revealed to us. So in this podcast, you will discover the basbos. Yeah, that's what we say. I mean, that's the basbos that she faces as a young lecturer in her field. And as well, towards the end of the podcast, we threw a tricky question to her, which she couldn't quite answer. Well, the discussion continues. Let me put it this way. The story continues. Welcome to the Nigerian Student Podcast. Let's dive in. You were not just a lecturer at 24, but you were also the overall best student of your set. So on that grounds, let's talk about the concept of being the best. Did you calm down? See, we Nigerian students, we want to learn from the youngest lecturer at 24. How many people they achieve? If I check my age, self, and I never even graduate,
He's God, Joe.
Yeah, I know. I'll be entering final year by next month, as at the time of recording this podcast. So I would love to know. We will love to know. Did you aim to be the best?
Yes, oh, Jesus Christ.
Like,
my sister calls me a goal getter. Maybe not because I'm always like super excellent, but anything I kind of put my mind to it and it's a good thing, I try my best to achieve it, especially with God by my side. And of course, I know academics is like the path I want to toe, you know. I mean, my favorites, my idol, my role model, everything is Ngozi Okonjo-Iweala. And if I aim to become like that, I should make sure my academics are on point, you know.
On point, yeah.
So it's just like when I was in SS3, I came in front of my class. I was like, SS3C, I'm going to take first position for you with this mock exam. I thought I was joking. Because I was such a playful person. I've always been. So, you know, I'm quite playful, but I like reading as well. So after all that, I still aced it and I got the first position. So they now say, these girls, anything you put your mind to, you always get it. So when we're still in SS3, most times our principal will comment, she's like, how many of you want to be medical doctors? A lot of people raise their hands. How many of you want to be lawyers? Plenty people. Once they ask how many of you want to be teachers, it's only me. It's only me that wears my my principal will always be like, oh girl, Chino, well done. You do good. Just focus on your studies. So even when I went to impute it at JAM, the JAM guy was like, why would you put education? Put a better thing. I said, no, I want to be a teacher. Put it there for me. So, I don't know, people used to look down on the cost, but I knew what I wanted, you know. So I was like, if I really want this and people really think it's not so much of a big deal, then I should aim to be the best in it, you know. And today, a lot of students are wanting to study education. A lot of them in education are striving hard to be like me. But I'm always saying, you need to be better than me. You really need to be better than me because I can't see what I've gotten. You need to be better.
The thing is, when we see people like you advocating education, it's something wonderful. Because we are in a world where everything is pointing at how to make money, how to be spiritual. I love that one. How to be in a relationship. But there's nothing talking about how to be good in your academics, how to pursue education. Every year, JAM is admitting more students, and if you check the stats, there are more engineers being admitted, more doctors, more lawyers, but a few number of persons go to education. If you check, like my school, Michael University of Agriculture, if you check the statistics, most people that are in our College of Education, our College of Education,
are there because they applied probably for engineering and they didn't get the cutoff mark of engineering and they were shifted
Yeah.
to education. So majority don't even want to study education. Thank God for people like you that have gone the path and have showed us that it's possible, it is doable. So we will in the course of this podcast, we would love to know why. But just calm down and the benefits of what you have been getting from being a lecturer. Now, I would love to know, do students really have control over their performance in school from your experience when you were a teacher and now that you're a lecturer?
I mean, I wouldn't say I want to get a 2-1. I want to make it first class, and then I'm barely coming to school. I'm barely doing assignments, and I barely even do well in my exams. No, if you want something, you should go for it.
Go for it.
And by going for it, I mean active and a conscious act of wanting to aim that thing you need. Do you get what I'm saying? Like I'm very grateful to God I made it first class. But for me to have made that first class, I was always attending school classes. I was always doing my assignments, my exams. But I don't used to read during the exam period. Ask my friends. I used to read beforehand because I just loved reading. And this particular course I did, guidance and counseling, all my days, I love it. Because it's in sync with the kind of academic pursuit I aim to, have. So.
I ask this question because many students think that they are not in control of their performance. When they do their best, the lecturer there will just come and give them a mark that they feel like. So I asked you this question because you are a lecturer and you were once a student and you've gone through the path. You've worn our shoes. Let me put it that way. So I asked this question because many students, like when I entered 100 level, I was like, guy, you see this 5.0, I go get them. So my first CGPA was 4.7 something or 4.6 something. I can't really remember. Initially I felt bad that I didn't get straight A's. So, but with time I now realize that there are some certain things that you have control of and there are some certain things that you do not have control of. That is why I asked this question. If we have total control of our performance as a lecturer, what is the best thing about lecturing and what is the worst thing about lecturing?
Very soon we'll start making topic-based episodes. Topics like depression, how to handle stress, how to handle wicked lecturers, examination, and all those stuff. Even talking about money. So if this is what you love to see on this podcast, please let us know in the comment section. But wait, what do you generally think about the Nigerian Student Podcast? What are some suggestions you would love to, add to so that we can think about and start integrating in this podcast? Please let us hear your voice in the comment section. Well, let's continue our discussion.
As a lecturer, what is the best thing about lecturing and what is the worst thing about lecturing?
Oh, the best thing about lecturing is to have plenty friends. All my students are my friends. I really love interacting with them. I'll be very honest. Yeah, my students are like my best friends. I always tell them they give me like an essence to live in. They're like an essence to me because every day I look forward to what course are we going to do, what practicals are we going to do today. So it's really interesting. And the worst thing I hate about my lecturing is, maybe the compensations are not really, quite a lot, but it's okay. Keep working towards it until the government remembers us.
This lecturing job, we Nigerian students think that it's left for the older professionals. So, as a young lecturer in your field, have you faced any unique challenges or opportunities, and how have you navigated through them?
I think the only challenges I've faced and still face is maybe some lecturers not knowing I'm a lecturer. Maybe either sending me out of the office abruptly, like I'm a student. Oh, you leave my office, and I'd be like, Mom, sorry, I'm a lecturer. I don't used to take it to heart because it happens often. But because I'm a lecturer, did I say, wait, though, are you the youngest lecturer? Sorry, come. So you see, it's not their fault. And then for the students, maybe people that never knew I was a lecturer, when I come into the class and I'm like, everybody sit down, they say, hey, girl, come and sit down here.
Jesus.
And I start telling them, I'm a lecturer. But I don't think it's it's normal,
Yeah. I'll call it lecturing bullying. Okay, now
I
down
really hope, to be honest, most times I really hope that we could have a lot of young people lecturing, because these students gravitate towards the academics more, knowing that a younger person teaches them.
yeah,
Honestly, like my students do well a lot because I always relate my teachings to like normal youth and real life situation, because I know where we're all coming from. We're like Gen
I'm
Z, so I
telling
know what's
you,
happening. So
telling you.
I'm relating our courses to Gen Z, so it makes them really understand it, and it won't just look like, oh, we're just doing theory. You just need to know
Mm.
definition. No, you get. I'll make sure I link it to real life situations.
So now, from your
Yeah.
experience, what advice do you have for students who aspire to pursue a career in education, especially those who may have faced challenges or
Please.
skepticism along the way?
Please, I'll say this over and over again. You cannot want to be something if you're not putting in effort. Please, every young student watching me now, young, old, whichever one, because I teach sandwich students, and sandwich students are older people, like adult education. So every one of them that I teach, they get to, kind of admire me and want to be like me. And I'm like, you can be better than me. So I urge you, whichever course you're doing, just aim to be good in it. Because nobody ever knew that there could be a recognition for youngest lecturer. Has that ever
I'm
been
telling
done?
you,
No.
it has never
But
been.
because I came up, like something like this happened, such recognition came. So there could be a recognition for that course you're doing now. Do you understand? So try and be good in what you're doing. Be the best. Aim for greatness. There are no like stoppings for us. Just know that the sky is your stepping stone, and just aim for greatness. While you're aiming for greatness, always inculcate humanity. Yeah, so that's all I can say.
So we just have a tricky question for you, and we'd love you to pick from 1 to 40, from question 1 to 40.
27.
27. Is 27 your the last digit in your range number?
That's just the number that popped in my head. Maybe
My
because I
first is-
booked to flight.
Are you serious? Alright, okay, now let's get into it. Okay, what cannot talk but always replies?
Okay, this is a tough one for me because I'm not good at such a thing. But just give me a second, let me think.
Okay,
What cannot talk but always reply? Give me a second. I need to think it through. Wait.
we learned this in physics.
Like, do you know I'm looking at you now? Wait,
Mhm.
give me a second. I'm looking at you now, ba? Okay, yes. It has to be a mirror, a reflection, something like that. Is it a mirror?
No, a mirror cannot reply you. Do you hear from the mirror?
What
Can you
cannot
hear-
talk but always
Talk.
reply?
Replies.
My reflection can reply to me.
Do you hear your reflection? You don't.
No. No. Oh my god. What else could it be? Mirror. I know of.
Okay, should I give you the answer?
Wait, can we say a musical instrument?
Does it reply you? A musical instrument generates its sound according to what you play, but it doesn't reply to you.
Please help me. Help me, please.
Okay, have you been in an empty hall and you talk and you hear the sound back? So we'd love to know if.
But if
they-
you hadn't
they-
mentioned that sound, if you hadn't mentioned sound, I think mirror would have been perfect.
Yes, mirror would have been perfect, but this is actually a tricky question. And thank you so much
Thank you
for
so
having
much
us.
for sharpening my
Thank
brain.
you.
Thank you for joining us today. Please always remember you are a student and your primary aim for being in school is to work. Now, what do I mean by work? Your work as a student is to study your book. Outside that, everything is secondary. That should be your main priority. As a student, you have to study your books, do your assignments. As you are watching the episodes and getting more excited and more, which word should I use now? Getting more insights. Always pay the price. You are seeing the youngest lecturer, you are seeing the best this, best this, best this, best this. You can't get those things if you don't do your work as a student. Well, thank you so much for everything, the comments, the likes, joining us today. And always remember what I told you earlier. We'll see you next Saturday at 10 a.m. on Spotify and on YouTube. Well, I'm still Maxwell, your boy. This is the Nigerian Student Podcast. See you next week.